Wait, I've never seen Arsenal in the bottom, bro. Yeah, since
We
supporting
were
them,
rock bottom, you
we
know.
was rock bottom. Yeah, we was moving like Brighton on the pier, bro. Rock bottom. Yeah, we was. Hey, it was. I've never seen that before. You know
Never.
that seeing us at the bottom, and then the other end we had our noisy neighbors on the other side. So it was like it's bragging rights at the end of the day. I've seen a lot of people talk about Arsenal like we're celebrating like we've won the league, but like at the end of the day, first of all, we don't get many days at this. Yeah, we haven't. We've had a
100%.
terrible start. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So and we ain't had a lot of good times as of recent, but and at the end of it, it's a derby. Do you know what I mean? What do you expect? It's
Hi there, guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports Premier League show. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash. And on today's show, I've got a special guest to help me round up the Premier League and also continue on this feel-good factor after the North London derby. But before we get into the show, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, and help me to get these subs up. I truly appreciate it. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much. And remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. So welcome to a Dash of Sports Premier League show, and I tell you what, it's been a good week, man. It's been a good week. This is a post-North London derby smile. Right now, Arsenal beating Tottenham 3-1 at the Emirates, and I couldn't just celebrate this on my own. I brought on my boy Coach D, who's going to give me a roundup of the game itself. We'll go into the game, and also we're going to be looking into the Premier League and how it's been going so far after 6 games. And also I'll be asking Coach D about his top 6. What is his predicted top 6? Some interesting things that he had to say, and also with a bonus at the end with some Champions League chat. Although Arsenal are not in the Champions League, stings, man. But we're still going to give you a roundup of what's going on this week. So stay locked in and check it out. Okay, we're here, the one and only Coach G. What's going on, my bro?
I'm loving the energy. I can sense there's some energy. I don't know why. Yeah, I know there's some good energy floating around at the moment, but I'm
We're
blessed, my
feeling
bro,
it
man.
together, man. We're feeling it together right now.
100%, man. How you been, bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. It's been a great weekend, as you know. How are you
Mm-hmm.
feeling?
Boy, do you know what? It's always nice when you start the week. Well, we're going. These weeks are going so quick. The months are going so quick. But when you start the week and your team's done well, it's always a good feeling. Do you know what I mean? So
That's right.
yeah, man, optimistic and yeah, looking forward to our conversation. And we've spoken about this for numerous of weeks now. So it's good to
Yeah.
see, we're taking action at the moment. So I appreciate you
Oh,
having me
no,
on
man.
on your platform, bro.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. For those that don't know, obviously, myself and Coach G, we obviously we know each other away from the
Yeah.
cameras and stuff like that. So just chopping it up, talking about football, and then just finding out we're doing the same thing, and then having the opportunity just to, have you on my show and stuff like that, man. It's a absolute honor and pleasure, man. I appreciate you, man.
No, anytime, my bro.
Yeah, so basically, for those that don't know, myself and Coach G, we support Arsenal. We're
Yeah.
smiling, we're happy. North London derby, and you was there. So as soon as I saw your vlog, for those that don't know, Coach G does his YouTube thing as well. I'll put the links in the description, everything in there. You went to the North London derby, man. How was it?
Bro, do you know what? That was my first North London derby that I've been to. I went to the pre-season, but it's not the same. Do you know what I mean? It was like a friendly, and as much as it was a friendly, they're obviously bragging rights, but this one meant something. So to go there, the atmosphere was electric. You could sense that the fans were confident for some reason, but we didn't had the best of starts. But again, when it is a derby, the form goes out the window. We know that it's all about turning up on the day. There's not much of a team talk needed for these sort of games. Just go out there. You know what to do. You know how to perform. It's bragging rights at the end of the day. I've seen a lot of people talk about Arsenal like we're celebrating like we've won the league, but like at the end of the day, first of all, we don't get many days at this. Yeah, we haven't. We've had a
100%.
terrible start. Do you know what I mean? So and we ain't had a lot of good times as of recent, but. And at the end of it, it's a derby. Do you know what I mean? What do you expect? It's a one-off. Well, we play each other twice in the league, but you know, at home it's a one-off. So you know, to go there was amazing.
What was your prediction as going into the game? Because obviously you said it was you know a load of confidence coming from the fans. What was your prediction?
Do you know what? I was actually confident. I thought we was gonna win. I didn't think we would win convincingly. Like after 35 minutes was 3-0. It was the place was going crazy. So I thought it was going to be a boring 2-1. You know, both teams are going to be like cautious about, you know, not giving up the lead or you know, not being too exposed. But boy, Tottenham was super exposed. I was very, very surprised about that, to be honest with you. But yeah, I thought it was going to win. I predicted a 2-1. But
yeah,
I
went into that game as well. In terms of my prediction, I had one of my boys, Patrick. He's a Spurs fan, and we had like a pre North London derby show, and I said 2-1 as well, because I just felt like there was a spirit about the team, especially off the back of the 2 wins against Norwich and Burnley, and we were told so many times it's like, it's only Norwich, it's only Burnley, but we know that wins, you know, breeds confidence, you know what I mean?
100%.
And I just felt like at the time as well, playing maybe a better opposition as well would bring out the best out of the players as well. And you alluded to in terms of like being up for the game and, you know, players not needing to be convinced and stuff like that. Did you feel that with the players on the day?
Yeah. I think, do you know what? You hit the nail on the head there, bro. Like in terms of the Norwich game, in terms of the Burnley game, I know they weren't, you know, convincing wins, but you build that momentum. And I think it couldn't have come around any better to play against Tottenham. I think this was the right time. Coming off those 2 wins, Tottenham losing as well at the same time, so they weren't the most confident. And you could see the body language,
the way they started
between the 2 teams. Yeah, the way it started, like it was just from the get go. We was hungry. We wanted it more. And you know what? Like for Arteta, you gotta give him props now. Like for that game, you gotta. Do you know what I mean? Because he does get a lot of criticism, and even the likes of Xhaka had a phenomenal game. Do you know what I mean? But these are the games we don't highlight these type of people or the manager's tactics, because they're always made out to be the scapegoats, and that you're gonna get a day where you're gonna perform like we did on the weekend, and it's about us capitalizing. But overall, yeah, you could see from the get-go the players were on it. You could see there was a momentum that you know they've carried on from the previous 2 games, and it was nice, man.
From a couple of years past now, because a load of the times it's mentioned that we don't have the characters or the players that know the history of the North London derby. Now we've got the Halem boys, you got Saka, you got Emil Smith Rowe that are literally embodying that. Do you think that we're kind of turning the corner with that, with the players, the homegrown players?
Yeah, I think we've always had that sense of like bringing players through. Do you know what I mean? Whether or not they stayed in the first team, that's another conversation. But we've always brought players through, likes of Iwobi, and do you know what I mean? Even Bellerin came through the system as well. So we've always had players that we've injected in the first team. At the moment, we do have 2 special young players. It's about protecting them, and it's about, because you could see there was an element of Saka, I think was the last game. You could see he looked a little bit burnt out. And I think that the rest on the weekend during the week against Wimbledon, even though he came on for the last 15 or whatever, just to get a run out, you could see he kind of needed that little bit of, you know, a game where he's just coming on and there's no expectations for him to do anything really, because the game was kind of done. So it's more so go out there, enjoy yourself. And it kind of showed against Tottenham where he was playing with freedom, and likewise with Emma Smith Rowe. But like I said, we got to protect these boys, man. We got to nurture them, and we need the experienced players at the moment to guide these players, because there's times where these boys they're carrying us. Which,
at the age of like 19, 20.
19, 20, which shouldn't be,
they shouldn't be really.
No, but you know, there is that saying, you know, if you're good enough, you're old enough. So but at the same time, we've seen the great teams. They've had young players that are special, but there's always been experienced players around them to guide them through to take them to that next level. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it's a special time. I think we can't get carried away as well.
We can't, but we're still smiling though.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. You got to enjoy it game by game. But I think, let's take this into the next game. Let's see how we perform against Brighton yesterday. Showed what they were about. They didn't give up to the end. Got that 1-1 draw against Palace. So, it's not going to be an easy game. And Brighton's always been a little bit of a bogey team when we do go away. When that game when Leno got injured.
Yeah.
So...
I always said that I felt off the back of this North London derby, and you've alluded to the fact that it's only essentially the game that we've played. We've got to get on to the next game, which is Brighton, and I feel like everything would be undone if you go to Brighton and you don't perform and you don't get a result. In terms of the confidence, because I wanted just to touch on maybe one or two players, Aubameyang. Like the way he played, and obviously he was there at the ground. Henry was there at the ground as well. He embodied that celebration with the knee slide. How do you think that kind of boosted his confidence going into, the next couple of games now?
Bro, again, you see with Aubameyang, like the disrespect that this guy was getting, it was unbelievable. Bro, you got to remember, since this guy's come to this team, he has scored goals for us. Prior to coming to us, he's been scoring goals. Yeah, he's a goal scorer at the end of the day. Now, he signed that new contract. Everyone was saying, is he the same Aubameyang? Since he signed a contract, he's taken his eye off the prize, and he's just focused on that big money that he's got now. I think it was more so there were certain promises for him that maybe the club didn't fulfill. In terms of his positioning, we've seen before. He was basically left back at times, tracking back, and this is our top goal scorer we're talking about. No other club in the country or the world would do that to their top goal scorer, where they're having to defend.
Literally sacrificed him.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that showed his character. He loves the club. He'll do anything for the club, and I think there's times where we probably just didn't fulfill his needs. So, there was disagreements at times, him turning up late and things like that. But as a player, now go on, bro.
No, I was gonna say, I think it's like understandable. You get to that position where, like you said, maybe a load of things were promised to him. And I think crucial as well, as we saw that when we didn't have a number 10, how much that affected Aubameyang, because he's not like I know he wears a number 14 and stuff like that. He's not an Henry. He's not like a self-made kind of striker.
Bro, no one is.
Or Sanchez, or, those guys that can get the ball from deep and then out of nothing, he gets a goal. He's more like, if you serve him up on a plate, he's going to score.
He's a killer.
As you saw his goal in the North London derby. So, like, not having a number 10 really affected him. Do you feel now with the likes of Odegaard, you got Emil Smith-Rowe there, guys that can feed him, he's going to get back into the goals?
Yeah, 100%. It's all about, I think it's just a confidence thing with him. I think it was a period where, again, we just mentioned where, things wasn't going right for him. I think people just expect footballers to perform week in and week out. Remember, they got lives as well off the pitch. Do you know what I'm saying? There's things that
he's going through some personal issues as well.
He's going through some personal issues, and then at the same time, he caught malaria. Like he's had to deal with a lot of things. Do you know what I mean? So
his mum was ill.
His mum was ill. So there's a lot of things that happen off the pitch that, some people don't see that, but they expect you just to turn up on the weekend and perform 9 out of 10 every week just because you get 250 grand a week. It doesn't work like that. Do you know what I mean? Money's not gonna make you feel any better if your mum's not well. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
admittedly, for me though, what I would say that in the chats that I have with my boys and stuff like that, I got to the position I was just like, if Arteta is not going to be able to use him properly, or if the system doesn't suit him, then probably we would have to look for another striking option. And hence why I mentioned that, your Sanchez's, your Henry's, the guys that can kind of make something out of nothing. Because at the moment, obviously, we've got Aubameyang. It's like, if you feed him, he's gonna bang. So it was a kind of a catch-22 with me with that. But with a striker, as you said, like Aubameyang, if you get him in and around the goals, man, he will score for you. So it is up to
100%.
Arteta to fit him into that system, and rightfully so he did it in the North London derby.
I think, sorry, bro, just
on.
to cut you off. I think there was a period when Arteta came in and you could see that the system was working in terms of Aubameyang's coming off the left, he's cutting and scoring. That system got found out very, very quick because it's quite predictable.
Yeah,
and I think it's like you said, it's about Arteta now understanding how to evolve or how to have a dynamic approach to games where, if this is not working, can we try something else? Where it was mainly, can we get Aubameyang on the ball and then let him do the work? We didn't have anything else really other than that. So teams found that out. And then it kind of isolated Aubameyang to, there was no other players that took on that responsibility. And then, like you said, we didn't have a 10 that would be able to create something out of nothing. Having Odegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe now will take the, I think I was speaking to Deluded Guna the other day, and I was saying to him that,
shout out Deluded.
DG, big up DG, and I was saying to him that I was quite happy that Odegaard got the winner against Burnley because it felt like someone else is taking the load off of Aubameyang. Do you know what I'm saying?
Even the fact that the way he stepped up for the free kick and everything, like it was real commanding.
100%
for Norway. It's the leaders, the leaders that we need on the pitch. Exactly.
100%. And I think the more we have players around the team that will contribute or chip into, you don't have to score every game, but if we get the Sakas, the Emil Smith-Rowes, which I think he needs to score a little bit more, I think it will take that pressure off him. And I think we'll see the old Aubameyang that we all know. Do you know what I mean? Because bro, he's a goal scorer, man. And there's not many goal scorers left in the game, to be honest with you. There's only a handful. And we gotta make sure again we protect him and
protect him at
not
all
getting
costs.
any younger. Yeah, we have to, bro. We have to. He's not getting any younger as well. So can we get the most out of him? Before he moves on?
Brilliant. And then just your take, because you was there, like I said, you was there live. You could see these players in action. A load of the talk in regards to Arteta was the fact that he brought in his new players. You had Ramsdale, you had Tomiyasu, you had Samuel Lokonga came on. A load of the new players. How were they live, watching them? How did you feel about them?
That was my question in terms of how would they deal with these bigger games, bigger games, these bigger games. How would they deal with these bigger games? Because the likes of Aaron Ramsdale, obviously he knows the Premier League, but he's been, no disrespect, with all due respect, he hasn't been at a top 6 club or a club that's challenging for the title. So, him playing against the bigger teams has always been a thing where can we just try not to get beat, basically. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Now you come into a position where, you're expected to compete at least and win. Overall, I think, the first test, they passed it. Tomiyasu looks solid. I think he fits in very, very well.
Very well, man.
He fits in very well into that system. Yeah.
Left foot, right foot, aerial duels. He's not missing out.
Yeah. The only thing I would say about him at times, though, when he is on the ball, he don't look the most comfortable sometimes. I'm like, you're not sure what you're gonna get out of him, but then somehow he just picks out a pass and whatnot. So do
you think that's when you're overly trying to impress? Yeah. There's times that the ball gets caught underneath his feet and stuff like that. But
he's like just last ditch, like you didn't need to do that, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? You could have just composed, but I think it's him. Showing his eagerness to show the fans in the club that, he deserves to be there. So far, in these last 3-4 games, he's been immense for us, man. He's been very, very good. Ben White showed. Yeah, I was just about to say Ben White as well. He worked. For me, he can't play in the 2. He needs to work. He needs to play in the 3. And you can see the system that we was playing, as much as it might have been a flat 4. There was times where, majority of the times, to be honest with you, when we was in possession, we had the 3. We had Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel, Tierney was pushing out left wing back, and Saka was sort of right wing back, sort of free flowing. We had Partey who was holding alongside Xhaka, and then you had Odegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe sort of floating about between each other. And then you had Aubameyang down the middle. So I think it gave us that fluidity that we've always been lacking. It's always been very, very rigid at
The
times.
team was a lot balanced in this game, more balanced
Yeah.
than pretty much any other game that we've played.
100%, 100%. But overall, the new boys, I'd say, I think they've done well. Again, it's a long season.
Yes,
we need to understand as well that they still need time to gel. They still need time to understand each other's game. But as a collective, as the new boys came in, I think they've done well, and I think everyone's said, this is the time for us to judge Arteta will be when the team is fully back. So, it's only been one game.
Yeah.
Let's see how they do in the next couple of weeks, because, we've got some tough games coming up.
Yeah, I was just going to segue onto that as well. Like, obviously it's only been 6 games into the season. So I just wanted to get your overall view and how you've seen Arsenal, been performing for the last 6 games, and also just generally the Premier League in itself, because there's a lot, off the back of this game, Tottenham fans are getting onto Nuno. We were getting onto Arteta for the first 3 games. We've already kind of almost predicted who's going to be winning the Premier League, all of that, but it's only been 6 games. So what's your overriding feel, first and foremost, about Arsenal during this first 6 games?
Wait, I've never seen Arsenal in the bottom, bro. Yeah, since supporting them,
rock bottom,
we was rock bottom. Yeah, we was moving like Brighton on the pier, bro. Rock bottom. Yeah, we was. It was. I've never seen that before. That seeing us at the bottom, and then the other end we had, our noisy neighbors on the other side. So it was like
polar opposites, man. At that time.
Bro. I actually just said, you know what, I'm done with them. This is it. I'm actually done. This is it.
I told you to keep the faith, though, my bro. I said keep the faith.
Nah, a toxic relationship, you're like, nah, I'm done now. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And you always go back, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, bro, do you know what? I think we didn't have the players, of course, which was surprising, where we've started our season with a youth team player leading the line. Yeah. To me, that was concerning.
Very concerning.
I know you can't predict injuries or anything like that, but I think we should have been better equipped. However, you got to deal with it. You got to deal with the situation, and obviously we didn't do well in the first 3 games, to be fair. So yeah, I think we started off slow. Now that the players are back, let's see how we perform. Let's see how we can continue this momentum. My only concern is a lot of these players are dropping down like flies right now, bro.
Yeah,
like it's like every minute someone gets touched, it's like they've got some sort of injury.
It's almost a panic, and even when Partey went down, in the derby, I was like, oh no, this guy.
Partey, Xhaka, same thing.
Yeah, Xhaka.
He went down as well. Do you know what I mean?
We played well in terms of we get onto Xhaka, but we've got to give him his credit in terms 100%. Of that game. Yeah,
100%. But I think that's my only concern is the fitness for this team, and do we have the strength and depth really to kind of get us through certain games? Do you think
the playing once a week could be a blessing in disguise, or do you reckon we would need more games during the season?
It should be a blessing in disguise, because it keeps us fresh. Do you know what I mean? For the weekend, it keeps us. If there's certain games, say for instance, like the Carling Cup game that we had. Carling Cup. I took it old school. That's how you know, show my age there, bro.
Weatherton Cup,
Weatherton Cup. Do you know what I'm saying? The people don't even know about the Weatherton Cup, but the Carabao Cup. Yeah,
the League Cup.
I think the League Cup. Yeah. I think it'll be nice for us, because you can put on the likes of Saka for the last 15 minutes just to keep him fresh a little bit. So I think it should help us in the long run, because we've seen Chelsea do it before. They weren't in Europe, but they won the league. That's the season afterwards, because they only played like one game a week. But I don't know about us. We're very, very unpredictable. Do you know what I mean? One week we could have a blinder, and the next week we're just like, what is going on? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that for us will be, it should help us, but overall, I'm not too sure, man. But in terms of the league, I think it's still early days. We saw Chelsea against Man City. Everyone thought Chelsea's gonna win it. I
didn't see City winning that game, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people are saying that, and I think because Tuchel's obviously showed that he can beat Pep on numerous occasions,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think
1-0.
that
What was that?
game,
1-0 Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that game showed that you can't write off Pep, man. Like this guy is a winner, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it just showed, like personally, excuse me, I think it's gonna be between those two, Chelsea or City, for the title. United will be in and around. Of course, they've got the team. Again, manager for me. I think that will be the difference between them actually challenging for the title. Then you got Liverpool.
Just to touch on quickly on Man United, do you reckon the Ronaldo X factor right there is kind of put them up there again in terms of maybe competing for the league? Like you said, the manager is probably the deciding factor whether or not they're going to cross the line or not.
Yeah, do you know what, bro? I'll be honest with you. You see Ronaldo, of course, it's crazy to say this because he's arguably one of the best ever to do it.
Yeah.
But I just felt like there was finally a balanced team with United. I think now Ronaldo coming in, it's like everything seems to go through him now. Like, it's kind of shifted it a little bit. As much as, Bruno was given the armband after Maguire came off and he was, given a penalty and whatnot. I don't know. I just sense that there's
you see where I know that the dynamics have changed a bit. Yeah. Bruno's not. I know that he takes penalties in different ways, but the majority of times it's the Jorginho looking kind of thing, the hop and step and then kick. I reckon he took the penalty the way he did because he's thinking to himself, there's a lot of pressure in terms of taking a penalty. If I do that hop and skip business and I miss, everyone's going to be like, oh, Ronaldo should be taking penalties. Yeah. And he's gone from the boom shakalaka that's gone, man, he cleared that crossbar,
He did. Did you see what, was it Match of the Day? Because I didn't watch Match of the Day yet. Was it Match of the Day that done some, I think it was afterwards, it done some space sort of edit. I was thinking, right, is this what Match of the Day on? The actual banter like that, yeah?
He blasted it, man. When you say he blazed it over, and I think that comes from the pressure of knowing, like, I've got to score this penalty. Yeah. It's almost like a Asamoah Gyan in the World Cup. You know what I mean? I need to show everyone I can bang this penalty. And then you've gone away from your normal penalty taking ways and you've blasted it over. But the pressure of Ronaldo, it might be there for United, right?
I believe so, bro. I believe, him coming into the building, no matter what building this guy comes in, he's going to expect, high standards from everyone. So I feel like everyone's trying to impress him. I'm sure it's not just players. I'm sure it's staff and do you know what I mean? Even probably the chef down to the team probably just saying, now, look, Ronaldo, I can, there's clean food here. Do you know what I'm saying? So not to say that they don't, but I just mean, I think there's always going to be an element of him expecting high standards. And I feel like people are going to overcompensate what they're doing, to what they were doing before. I think there was a little bit more of a team cohesion before he came. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bro, at the end of the day, he's a top athlete. Do you know what I mean? He's a top player. If he was offered to Arsenal, would I say no? Hell no. He's
snatched that.
Yeah, you're coming here, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I just feel like the manager, for me, he's done a great job. He's done more than what I expected. I didn't think he'll last this long. I've always told my boys, he's gonna have one more game, then he's gone. And then somehow he turns it around and he's still here. And, fair dues to him, but I just feel like for them to go to the next step.
He's a bit meaty still.
Mr. Zizou is there.
Okay. Okay.
So I think he'll be. Yeah,
you hear that from Coach G. Predict him, Mr. Zizou, Zinedine.
Mr. Zinedine, he's there, bro. I think, Pogba being there, Varane being there. He's worked with Ronaldo before. I think, I think he'll fit in, man. And obviously, he's got that experience of he's a winner as a player and as a manager. You know what I mean? So United.
And what about Liverpool? You was just touching on Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool again. Bro, Jurgen Klopp. Yeah. This guy, bro, remember he went through a whole season with no centre backs, no centre backs.
Pulled it out of the bag.
Pulled it out of the bag and he got third. Do you know what I'm saying? So Now that they got a full team, there's still elements of like the midfield, losing Wijnaldum. I think that was a big blow for them.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott, who started off very, very
I
well, got injured.
know, man.
I'm a bit sad for him because he was started well.
Yeah.
He's a young boy. But
Oh,
yeah, I think for them, they're gonna be up there as well, bro. They're gonna be competing. They're gonna be challenging. They've still got a sick team. And do you know what? Quick one, bro. Yeah.
yeah.
Mohamed Salah.
I was just about to say, what about Mohamed Salah?
Mohamed Salah. Put some respect on this guy's name, yeah, because from the get-go, since this guy stepped in the Premier League, prior to Chelsea, when he came back,
he's been a beast, bro. He's been a beast.
You can't say
His
nothing.
Numbers are crazy.
The numbers speak for himself.
And he's not even a conventional, and this is the thing about it, he's not even a conventional striker, as we say. Yes, he's a forward, but he shouldn't be scoring. The last person I'll say coming off the wing like that and scoring goals was Henry. You know what I mean? And Mohamed Salah, he's going to be a big miss when it comes to the African nations. Man, how do you reckon Liverpool are going to be able to deal with his absence?
That's my only concern is when the likes of Mane go, Salah will go. It's Senegal, isn't it, right?
Yeah, Mane, Salah.
Did they make it,
I think those are the Africa, or Keita goes.
I
think it's the 3 players that they've got.
But still, you got 2 of your main hitters that are going to be leaving. I think that's going to be where they might dip a little bit. You got Jota. He's a serious player for me. But yeah, I think that's going to be a big blow for sure, man. Salah brings.
I think they only miss about 3 games, so it's not as long as we think. But those are it could be 3 crucial games.
That's the only thing.
Come January time, so it'd be very interesting to see in terms of that. Just obviously quickly touching on, because you've just named a few teams there. In terms of your top 6, if we was just to move on to that, what would you say your top 6 is for this season?
Well, in order, yeah?
I want to put some pressure in order.
Pressure. All right, cool. Do you know what? I said it from the beginning. I'm going Chelsea, winners. I'm going to go City second. I'm going to go Liverpool third.
Okay.
But I think it'll be a tight one. I don't think it'll be just a clear, win. I think those 3 are going to go neck and neck down the line. I think fourth, I think we might see a surprise, I think we might see a surprise this season where we might see a Everton or
you're putting Everton up there.
Bro. Like
not West Ham?
Do you know what? I think West Ham will be up there, but I think if we've seen once Antonio is out, or if he stays fit, I think they can challenge. But I think once Antonio goes, they don't have an out-and-out striker, so that's my only concern. Now you've seen what Everton are doing without Dominic Calvert-Lewin and without Richarlison, and Rafa's got the experience of once he's got a team that he can work with, because Everton's got a decent team. It's not like they've got a rubbish team. So my thing is, I think one of those surprising
surprise
team,
package. So you said Chelsea, City,
Liverpool,
and a surprise package in the fourth.
Surprise package between Everton, West Ham, or you know what? I'm going for it. Brighton. I've gone to watch them a few games and they look very organized. They look very, very organized.
I'll say that, but we got them next, man. We got them next.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, but they're very, very organized and they've got a well-balanced team. So yeah, I think surprise package fourth. Fifth, I'll go United.
Ooh. You've dropped United to fifth. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna, bro, the games they're dropping points against Aston Villa at home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, I know it's a one-off game, but yeah, I think throughout the season, I think there's going to be elements of them where, again, that chemistry, what I just said, I think that might affect them. Six. I'm going for it, man. I'm going for Arsenal 6. Like I think we'll get that 6th spot as long as we can keep the team fit.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get that 6 just because we're not playing Europe or anything like that. I think we'll
exactly what I've been saying. I feel like just to touch on the 6th position. I always said that, when I've been asked, so where do you think Arsenal's going to finish or where would you want them to finish? I've always said sixth because I just feel like with the fact that we are playing once a week, we might have that opportunity whilst everybody's kind of concentrating on their games in Europe. And the teams that are riding high right now, once their main players start dropping as well, their squad is not going to be as strong as Arsenal's. So hopefully we get the injuries kind of, contained and maintained and stuff like that. And then we can really just push up the table for that. Because if we're finishing...
Quick one, bro. Sorry, just because it just popped into my head what you just said about Europe. Yeah, I think that's the reason why West Ham, I don't think they can sustain it.
Okay.
They do have Europe.
Great point.
I know probably David Moyes, he's not going to have a full squad in those European games, but at the same time, this is their chance to go as further as they can, get some money in from Europe. But I think that's the only reason. I think Everton have got players that have been players that people have doubts, the likes of Gray, who's come alive. Do you know what I mean? I think they've got a point to prove. Even the likes of Andros Townsend, who for me, I don't think he gets enough credit. Like this guy, wherever he goes, he performs. You know what I mean? He's at least a 7 out of 10 player every week in and week out, and he's got attributes. So I think for me, Everton are the dark horses to keep an eye out, man.
There you go, man. Coach G giving you the rundown, of the top 6. Just to quickly touch on, because although Arsenal are not in Europe, as we've just mentioned, European games are still going on. We've got Champions League. Just a quick one, just touch on the Champions League right now. What's your take for this week?
Bro, do you know what? Those days of us going through Champions League, I'm like, I can't. That seems like ages ago.
It feels empty, innit?
Yeah, I'm going through the Sky Sports app. I'm like, oh yeah, Champions League today, innit? I forgot it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays the Champions League. Like, I'm even forgetting that the Champions League is on. That's how bad it is. But today we got Man City and PSG. That's the big one, man.
So that's Tuesday. So there's Tuesday's games. That's PSG and Man City. Is that Man City at home or away?
You got Man City away. Okay. They're in Paris. So that one's going to be a big one, man. Let's see, Messi against Pep, PSG against Man City, Qatar versus Abu Dhabi. You got a lot going on right now. Big money going on right now. So this is where, they're talking money right now. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be an exciting game, and I'm actually looking forward to it. But I think, I think it might be a PSG win,
So you're going for a PSG
win? Yeah, I think it might be a PSG win at home today. You got Porto, Liverpool today. That was not going to be easy. Portugal, Liverpool as well. Champions League, they always seem to turn up in Champions League nights.
Yeah.
That's their competition. Then you got Milan versus Atletico Madrid. I think that one's going to be a good one. Our old man Giroud.
Goal scorer as well. Scorer. Wherever he goes,
Giroud,
he goals. He's effective.
He didn't get that recognition from us,
We didn't. We kind of disrespected him. But at the time, we thought, bringing in your Lacazette and obviously Aubameyang. In order for us to get Aubameyang, Giroud needed to be sacrificed. Because of that deal that went over from... Who went to Dortmund? Chelsea player went to Dortmund.
Batshuayi, I think.
Batshuayi went to Dortmund.
I think it was only a loan, though.
But in order for that to happen, he had to go on loan because they needed a striker, and then Aubameyang, and the rest is history in terms of that. So look, there's some big games there. So we've got, as you said, Man City, PSG, Man City, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid. As we said, another big game. FC Porto, Liverpool.
That's going to be a decent one.
Is there another one that stands out for you?
Real Madrid against Sheriff. No disrespect to Sheriff.
I shot the Sheriff.
Hey, that's Bob's team still. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, do you know what? Teams like that, just reminds me of just quickly touch on it before we finish. How low this conference league is, because I swear Spurs are playing against Lucas Moura FC or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know. Last week they played against some next team as well.
Pretzel FC.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? This whole that chat about Super League and whatnot. They're actually doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's all about money, isn't it? So they're actually just continuing it where they've added another league to it. But yeah, I don't even, bro. I'm glad that we didn't think,
So
finish.
glad. I've had so much debates with like Spurs fans. No, but you're not in
Nah.
Europe, and I'm just like, you know what? Like the pain of doing the Thursday Sunday in Europa is
Yeah.
bad enough, and
Yeah.
then to
Yeah.
be going to these obscure nations. Look, man, I like in terms of football, bring football to the
Yeah.
world, innit? I'm
Yeah.
all
Of
for
course.
that, but it's just like in terms of the ambition that we want to,
Yeah.
the position where we want to get back to. A conference league is a massive hindrance and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
100%, man.
it's gonna be interesting to see how this season pans out though. But yeah, man, Coach G, let us know, man, where you at, where you about in terms of this social media world and YouTube and stuff like that. What are you doing with yourself?
Yeah, man. So do you know what? The whole YouTube scene. I've got a few podcasts that I've been speaking to people in the football industry, different areas of the football industry. So we've got people involved in the media, managers, coaches, players, just to give a different perspective of, whatever. If you have a passion in the football department, there's different areas that you can get involved with. That's something that growing up when I stopped playing, I didn't realize, there is different areas that you can go into. So even if
Yeah.
cooking is your thing, you could still work in a club and be around it. So yeah,
And we
it was
and we
more,
know that ourselves in terms of being
yeah.
coaches and stuff like that. So
100%.
brilliant.
So, the work that we do, we've seen behind the scenes that, like there's different areas. So that was my thought process when I first started that off. So you can catch that on YouTube, Coach Gerald Lami, Epic Conversations. There's a fine for that phone. No.
I'll Monzo you. I'll Monzo
you. But yeah. So yeah, Coach Gerald, Epic Conversations. You can check that out.
I'll put all
On
the
Instagram.
links will be all in the description area, guys. So you just go and
Appreciate
check
that,
him
bro.
out. Yeah. So
Instagram, yeah, Coach Gerald.Lami. Yeah, you can catch me on there. Yeah, man, I'm getting there, bro. We're getting there. I'm still getting
man.
used to, just being in front of camera and showcasing,
He's
what we think.
He's being very humble at the moment. I've seen his stuff. Go and check out his stuff, man. It's so insightful. It gives you a different perspective of the game. And I think a load of people need to understand that, there's so many branches to whatever industry that you're in. And, Coach G is just showing you like, yo, this is what you can do besides being frontline prep. We all think, Premier League football and that's it. But we don't understand there's different variants of what you can do within the industry. Yeah. So, man, I appreciate you, my bro. And like I said, man, this has been something that we've spoken about and we've made it happen. And many more of this to come. You know what I mean? Because when we do things like this, man, we can do whatever we want. These are our platforms. So I would love to have you back on the Premier League show again. And
without a doubt, bro.
Again, man.
I'm there, man. But bro, one more thing as well. I know we're bigging each other up, but again, you've got something here where you can present very, very well. I've said that to you before as well. You got that, bro. You got that aura already about you. So yeah, man, keep pushing. You don't need me to tell you that, but keep pushing. And guys, make sure you're subscribing.
Yeah, man. Yes.
Make sure you're subscribing to this.
Appreciate it, man. Like and subscribe for both channels and stuff like that. And yeah, man. Until the next time. Here on a Dash of Sports Premier League show. I'll bid you a goodbye, man. Peace. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today, but thank you so much for tuning into a Dash of Sports Premier League show. I truly appreciate it. And a big, massive shout out to Coach G, Gerald Lami, for jumping on the show today. I truly appreciate you. And if you need more information about his content, anything, his socials, the links will be in the description area. Go and check that out right away. Like, comment and subscribe. Go and help him out with that. And if you need more information about a Dash of Sports, please go and check me out. I'm on Instagram and I'm also on Twitter, which is a Dash of Sports. I'll leave it down below here and I'll also leave it in my description. Remember to press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And until the next time here in a Dash of Sports Premier League show, peace.